Wrestling matches without finishers would be like food but without salt. Just tasteless. From the spear to the tombstone piledriver, admit it. As a WWE fan, you've tried them on someone at least once in your life. Finishers define their wrestler. Every great athlete has their own super move, don't they? But most of the time, they aren't as easy as they seem, you know. Well, today, we're gonna show you the hardest wrestling moves to pull off. Let's get rolling. Number 1. RKO Athlete, Randy Orton. The Viper, Randy Orton, has been on the mainstream storylines ever since he debuted. I mean, why would he not be? He has everything to stay at the top. Excellent athletics, godly mic skills, and of course, one of the deadliest finishers, the RKO. You can say it's a revamped version of the famous cutter used by legends like Johnny Ace, and to be honest, it has defeated its predecessors in terms of aesthetics. The RKO is just so smooth. However, don't get fooled, it's still one of the toughest moves to pull off, since you have to time the jump so well. Once you pull it off though, very few wrestlers have the ability to get up from it, and even more dazzling, most can't even see an RKO coming from out of nowhere. Number 2. Lion Tamer, Walls of Jericho athlete, Chris Jericho. I can promise you that this would probably be the only submission move you would on this list, since most submissions can be pulled pretty easily. So what's so special about Jericho's Walls of Jericho? The grip itself. It's not that simple to get the other wrestler in position for this move. It's a tough grip to handle as well. Once pulled though, it was just brutal. If you ask me to describe how brutal this finisher is, well, just think of it this way. Jericho was asked to change Lion Tamer to the Walls of Jericho, a lighter version of it since they were going PG-13. Number 3. Go to Sleep Athlete, CM Punk, Kenta. The GTS is one of the favorite moves of fans all over the world, and there's a reason behind that. It's an example of gladiatorial punishment. You might be surprised to know this though. GTS was actually invented by NJPW star Kenta, and later Punk had brought this to American soil. Dropping the opponent right from your shoulders to your knees is not a cup of tea. It takes unreal strength and pinpoint precision, or you could easily mistime it. It was this very move that sealed the victory for Punk against John Cena in the 2011 Money in the Bank match. Definitely the most important and biggest win Punk ever had in his WWE run. Number 4. Powerbomb Athlete, Undertaker, Batista, Roman Reigns. Now let's take a second to appreciate one of the most used finishers, the powerbomb. Powerbombs are exactly like what they sound, powerful, and they make the one who got hit by it explode in pain, literally. However, if you ask anyone, hey, whose finisher is powerbomb? Well, no one. This is because they're just like human fingerprints. Everyone has their own version and a new name to glorify it. From Undertaker's Last Ride to Batista's Batista Bomb, there are just way too many variations for us to even keep account of them. Regardless, it stays as one of the most versatile and deadly moves in all of wrestling entertainment. Number 5. Curb Stomp Athlete, Seth Rollins. Next up on our list, we have something more modern. You know all the moves we've seen so far are all from veterans, so can the younger generation not pull off extraordinary moves? Of course they can. The move we're talking about right now has literally been banned by WWE because of its brutality. It is such a cold-blooded move that it can easily trigger neck injuries, which can take months to heal. Not safe at all. Despite everything, this move has been a huge success for the Architect. Assisted with a little bit of a run-up, the curb stomp has put even the beast incarnate to sleep. It's so hard to pull this due to the fact that you have to get everything correct, the momentum, the placement, and of course the timing. However, nothing is impossible for Seth freaking Rollins. Moving up to the podium, ladies and gentlemen, number 6, the Choke Slam Athlete, The Undertaker, Kane, Big Show. If we're talking about sheer strength, then there is only one move that makes the whole use of it, the Choke Slam. It's not everyone's cup of tea, pulling someone midair and dropping there just by grabbing their neck. It takes a monster's energy to pull off this move. Hyped mostly by the Brothers of Destruction and Big Show, The chokeslam is only, let me say this again, only used by giant bulky wrestlers. This move is linked with one of the most iconic matches in all of wrestling history. My personal favorite being the one when Undertaker slams Mankind from the top of the cell. Truly horrifying. Number 7. The Tombstone Piledriver Athlete, The Undertaker. This is the third time that our very own American badass is appearing with one of his moves on this list. The dead man did not become the god of longevity just like that. It took him years of hard work, creativity, and of course, the toughest of moves. The tombstone is like a full stop, a dot. There is nothing after this, just the lights going out and the bells ringing. There is a reason The Undertaker mocks his opponents by taunting them with the throat slash, because he knows there is no coming back from this. Only an extremely small amount of wrestlers have ever kicked out after being hit by the tombstone. It's just too lethal. Fun fact, WWE only permits the Brothers of Destruction to use this move, and along with their retirement, the tombstone would be retired too, due to its fatal nature. Regardless, only one line comes to mind every time I see or hear about the Tombstone Piledriver: rest in peace. And now, for the move that made it to the end, this superstar truly had it all. But before we get into it, if you've made it this far and have enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to be entered into our monthly shout-out giveaway. Once you do it, comment "I subbed" down below. This month's shout-out goes to Jamie Stunner 32. So without further ado, here's the moment we've all been waiting for. Number 8. Stone Cold Stunner Artist, Stone Cold Steve Austin. All the OG fans would have come to beat me to death if I didn't put the Stone Cold Stunner on this list. If you've been watching WWE from the 2000s, there is no way you count on just incredible, and so was his finisher, the Stone Cold Stunner. Middle finger right to your face, the mockery, a kick right in the gut, followed by the stunner. Good night. The Stone Cold Stunner is what made the Attitude Era so special. Sure, you had choke slams and rock bottoms, but are they just as legendary as the Stunner? Never. The Stone Cold Stunner will always be the most iconic finishing move in the history of wrestling entertainment. Period. Thanks for watching. Check out wrestlers that reinvented their look and became stars, and I'll catch you in the next video.